Okay, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all online. Welcome and thank you for being here in the Zoom room. And today I want to talk a little bit about monologues before we go into the monologue work. Now, all of this that I'll be sharing with you comes from years of observation, years of what's been shared with me. I never in any way claim to be a theater instructor or a teacher or somebody who has done years of research in theater. Most of my experience comes from practical hands-on experience working as an actor, writer, director, a playwright, and a musician and sound designer. So I've made a collection of observations and a body of work that allows me, I think and hope, to share a little bit about what I hope we can accomplish in the next couple of weeks. So talking a little bit about monologues, that word monologue is interesting to me because essentially, if you break that word down, monologue is just one talk. It's just about one person sharing thoughts, feelings, emotions, and speaking out loud to an audience in a theater play. That's essentially what a monologue is. Speaking thoughts, emotions, opinions out loud. Speaking out loud is what a monologue is. Now, over the years, I've noticed that there's two kinds of monologues. One of them is the interior monologue. And that's when an actor is speaking to themselves and speaking thoughts out loud so that there's no one else on the stage with them, but they could be talking directly to the audience or just talking out loud to themselves and speaking thoughts. So it could be somebody walking in a park and talking about a kite that is in a tree. So there's that, the interior monologue, and the other one is the exterior monologue, in which they're talking to somebody or somebody's on the stage, or much like in Shakespeare when he's holding that skeleton, to be or not to be, talking to a thing or a prop. So there could be an animal, a prop, a person, even a place. You might refer to a place. You could be on a mountain top, speaking to the mountain top. So there's that. There's the interior to yourself, and the exterior is talking to somebody else or something that is present. That's how I understand monologues. So speaking out loud, either speaking to yourself or speaking to somebody. So the way monologues are shaped and how we deliver monologues is very, very reliant on whether you're speaking to somebody or speaking out loud. Now, with the particular monologues, and going back a little bit to character development, when we're developing characters in theater, we need to ask certain questions that are reliant on things like their physicality, their intellectual abilities, their emotions, and perhaps even their spirituality, whether or not they're connected to the creator, connected to God, or disconnected from God as well. So concerning character development, when you ask these questions and answer them for yourselves, things like, how does Claire look? What kind of emotional sensitivity does Seagoose have? What does Zula think about the chief wanting to bring a casino? These can be answered to yourself. You can ask those questions and answer them to yourselves when you are given a monologue. And as an actor, that's one of my favorite things. Whenever I'm given a script, I'm just flipping right through it, looking for my monologues, for my opportunities to shine. I love having monologues. It's the first thing I look for in a script when I'm given a script, and I go, this is going to be very important information for me for the rest of the play. So a monologue is very, very informative that way as well. When you're speaking those thoughts, speaking those feelings, asking questions and answering them to yourselves, you get a lot of information. Let's look at the monologue number 1, which is Zula's monologue. No, let's look at Seagoose's monologue. Sorry, let's go to Seagoose's monologue. And with these thoughts in mind, Donna Morasti, think about Seagoose's monologue, interior, exterior. What kinds of questions can you ask yourself and answer for yourselves, given the words in the monologue? So it's about working with what you have. And whenever I'm given a monologue myself, I look at the words in there. I can easily decipher if I'm talking to somebody, talking to myself, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and whether or not my physicality plays a part in that. So my voice and my body and how they play into that. So with Seagoose's monologue, I want to revert back to our check-in. And Donna Morasti, you were talking about when we did a check-in earlier, you were talking about peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. And this is something that's interesting for Seagoose. Seagoose, I think, is a bit of a cynic. She loves humans and humanity, but I think she hates people. Marcel, I'll quote Marcel on that. I love humanity, I hate people. I think Seagoose is very much a cynic in that way. She loves courage, love, respect. But in this monologue, what I'm looking for too, and what you can kind of search for yourself as you get familiar with the words is, where do I want peace and quiet? Where do I express my feelings about how I feel about humanity or people? So think about those words in your monologue. Do you have your monologue with you, Donna? Awesome, wonderful. So what we want to do is I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. Let's go to Donna Morasti and let's hear your words again with those thoughts in mind and just allow you to read the words again. That's all we're doing is getting refamiliarizing ourselves with the words and the monologue.
Agua, danse. I hope you're all feeling good tonight, because I'm not. The nerve of these guys making me walk all the way to the hall in this cold, then cancel bingo. What's the guts? They want to honor elders, but too cheap to give a ride. Mama Scott. Some people's kids. Anyways, I'm not a regular Kohkom. I'm a cool Kohkom. Plus, unlike the others, I still have my own teeth. Oh, yeah. And since we're all here, I think that old Clem should clean up his yard, or else we should kick him off the reserve. What the heck was I talking about? Yes, Elder of the Year award. Oh, yeah. Don't pick Zula. Gosh, she's so old. Her treaty number is 1. I remember when my own Kohkom used to tell me these boots were not made for walking. They're made for a good watts tagats na pagamawaw. And that's just what they'll do. So Pixicos, kagitawaw, chicos, please. Ogose, I'm done now. Okay, mami sis.
Wow, okay, good. What I really heard this time was how comfortable and familiar you were with the words. So there was a nice rhythm in the way you were reading, and that's what we kind of want to find, a rhythm in the monologue. It doesn't mean that you have to keep reading and have no pauses. You can find a moment in the monologue where you can take a breath. We call those beats or just a breath. You end the sentence, a thought, and then go. Because sometimes in live theater, audiences will respond in ways that we don't know. And we always have to be alert. The world needs more alerts. We have to be alert and we have to be listening, because there's a point where the audience laughs and they're just going to drown out your words in a live performance and drown you out. So you have to listen for that peak. And as it starts, the volume comes down, you go again. We can't do that. We don't have the benefit of that, obviously, in a virtual world. But listening to yourself, I think, is the point. And what I got from your reading this time is a little bit more listening to yourself. So what I would encourage as we move forward with this monologue is, there is a point in there where you said, the nerve of these people. I think in that essence, you can look off camera and just pretend you're looking at a band counselor or the chief, like looking down at them. The nerve of these people, making me walk in like you're talking directly to them and giving them shit. You can do that. and then back. What was I talking about? So you can have more fun that way. I really, really enjoyed that monologue. And then towards the end, kind of like a teacher, very light and gentle and loving. And just pick Seagoose, don't pick Zula. Oh, she's so old. Her number is 1. You know, just you can be light and gentle. Like you're trying to be nice to everybody, like you're talking to a bunch of little children. Don't pick that old Kohkom. She's too old. By Newsom, you know, you can have fun with that. Yeah. So think about these thoughts. We'll move on to the next one, and then we'll do another round. We'll do another round of visits. Okay. Let's move on to Claire. She is very, very innuendo, I think, is who Claire is. If she didn't have the name Claire, innuendo would be her name. And she's playing off that and riffing off that all the time, to the point where we just kind of roll our eyes and just go, geez, this woman just never learns. Holy, like we're so turned off by Claire and her humor that she gets a kick out of that. It allows her and gives her permission to keep talking and keep riffing and to keep being dirty, I think. So that when no one stops her and no one gives her shit and no one scolds her, she thinks it's permission to be more of who she wants to be. She takes that as permission. So you can have fun with that. And
then again, if chosen as Elder of the Year, I feel that with all the love I have to give, it will pour out graciously over the community, if you know what I mean. Although my many attempts at finding true love have failed too many times to mention, I could teach you about finding that one love and how to embrace those urges, you know, those urges that come to us as humans, and run with it. Yes, there you go. Run with it. Gotta run something. There's a person out there for everyone, and I will find mine someday, damn it. I know I will. I have to. I just have to, damn it. Damn you all. Yeah, just emotional. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, as Elder of the Year, I would make sure there's a big bingo 3 times a day, 4 times a week, and just for fun, have sexy, gorgeous, young, you know, with those guys there that sell bingo cards. And so everyone wins, young and old. As Elder of the Year, I want to be generous, real generous. You know what I mean, eh? So I'm going to plan a big giveaway round dance where we can wiggle our way into each other's hearts this Christmas. I know I can make everyone proud. So everyone, Björk, Nesta, go Claire Bear. Woo! What? Holy, okay? Yeah. I love you all. I go say.
oh, wow, that was amazing. That was so fun. I had so much fun listening to that. The energy's there. So keep that energy. That is such wonderful energy for Claire. And even I would say the more dirty you want to get, you can in this monologue. Yeah. So like, for example, if you're talking and you see a young man, you could just like give him a look or a wink or like I'll try snag you later kind of thing. If you want to, you could find little beautiful moments in there. You can punch up those moments because Claire's energy is just so great for us. It's so jolly, it's so uppity, it's so positive, but at the same time, it's dirty. So it's like we want to take a step back. If she's sitting beside us in the hall at the round dance, we just want to move away from her a little bit just to show that we're not her cousin or we're not traveling in the same vehicle. So you want to make us, I think you have a natural tendency to give us that energy anyway, especially when you're picking on your brother, your little brother. I think Claire can pick on the world that way and men. But I think at the same time, there's a part in there, damn you all. I think that's when you kind of like are thinking about an ex and when they hurt you, when they cheated on you, or when there's a point in there where Claire gets mad at Clem because he never picks up on her hints. He's just too simple to pick up on the hints, and she's always getting mad at him and saying, damn you, Clem, getting mad at you, damn shit. So I think you can pick on the world and have that nice, beautiful energy. And when we come back to it again, we'll see what that does for you. All right, let's move on to Zula. And I really enjoy the natural energy that you bring to our Zoom visits, Gloria. You have this energy in which you're trying to be just calm. It seems like you don't want to start a fire, even though there's a fire that needs to be started. You don't want to, but you have to start that fire. Or you don't want to have that uncomfortable talk, but you're the one who's going to do it. Or you don't want to say things that make people uncomfortable, but you have to. You're that person who's going to do it. So I think in this monologue, what I would look for from Zula is that energy that you brought of being busy, because in this play, in the world of the Res Crispus play, Zula is always busy with people. She's always helping people in the community. She's listening on the phone to her granddaughters and their relationship problems, or she's helping her daughters and her sons try to make ends meet. So she's a very busy individual that way. But what I'm looking for energy from Zula in this monologue is what you said earlier. Will it ever end? That feeling, that familiar feeling of this, is this ever going to end? If you could find that energy as you're reading it, I think that's what we're looking for from Zula. So that you're saying, I don't mean to be rude to the chief, but this is a really stupid idea. You're trying to find a gentle way to say, man, you guys are so stupid. Everyone's so dumb. But you're trying to do it in a loving way. So let's see if you can find that kind of an energy for yourself and what that does.
I've taken this past week to look back on what our community has done. And although things have been tough, they could have been a lot worse. I know our chief was just trying to bring festivity to our community this year with an elder award. But it's not right. Why Elder of the Year? This whole thing has been turned into a silly competition. It's not about who's the best elder. What does Elder of the Year mean anyway? Does anyone really know what being an elder means? I don't have the perfect answer, but here's the way I see it. A few months ago, I lost my grandson to suicide. I was alone with no one to turn to. At first, I was angry and blamed myself because I should have been with him instead of being too busy all the time. I don't blame myself anymore. I just don't know where he comes from. His family, language, and history. We don't have enough in our community because our leaders still aren't listening. They can't lead with just money on the brain and don't really understand how to be connected to our teachings. That is part of my responsibility as an elder, to share what I can, and I will. I want us to start working together, elders, parents, kids, everyone. Circles, smudging, gathering, so it'll be us elders to start it off. Here tonight with prayer, a good meal, stories, and visiting. And when our reserve gets this settlement money, we will all make sure it's used for good things. Thank you.
That is a text-heavy monologue. One of the interesting things about acting is seeing an actor work with a monologue that is neither comedic or overly dramatic, because that's what actors love. I want to be drunk, you know, I want to be the clown, I want to be the villain, I want to be the villain, you know, because these are such fun journeys to go on as actors. But I think why it's interesting to see actors with almost very mellow, chilled out monologues is to see how they can not only connect with their audience, but connect with, in Zula's case here, the whole reserve. The whole reserve. That is such a task, because when we go to, say you go to a band meeting, you go to court, you think about the teachers in school, and you think about somebody giving a speech. It's those things where as audience members we go, oh boy, here we go. It's when the mayor pulls out a speech that he didn't even write, so he's not connected to the words, hey? And as audience members, we go, oh my God, here we go. Please be fast. Please hurry up. I love seeing how actors can take these words in these regular kinds of speeches and these more mellow monologues and connect us and engage. That is only going to come, that can only come from, I think, in our case, Gloria being busy and asking herself, is this ever going to end? So what I'm hoping is to transfer that, transcend those feelings into Zula, so that you can now put yourself in Zula's moccasins and go, now what can I do with the real feeling of, will it ever end? And I'm too busy. Because in the world of theater, we go big or go home. That's why when I was talking to Claire Donnellan and the Claire monologue, I said, you know what? Even if you feel like you're being dirty or you're having too much innuendo, in the world of theater, you can go bigger. You can give us more. When Seagoose is upset with somebody, you can almost yell at them. You can almost go bigger with those emotions. And I think for Zula, in this monologue, you can also go bigger in terms of just how frustrated you are, or just going, oh, I've just been so busy. But that busy energy will be like, my goodness, this chief and council, they're so misguided. Our people are so in the dark. You know, our young people are lost. And I had enough. That's the kind of energy we're looking for from Zula here, because she's talking about her grandson committed suicide. And for anybody to speak publicly about the death of a family member, there's got to be, I think, something behind it. I don't know what it is. And so I'm not saying this is one of those monologues where the waterworks come out and you start crying, because it might not be that. That might not be the case. It could be Zula being strong, saying, that's it, everybody. This is silly. Elder of the Year is gone. We're going to get it together and we're going to work together. You know, that could be that as well. So think about those things. Think about those things, because we want to record this monologue as well. And you have the biggest job, because you don't get to be the clown, but you also don't get to be overly angry, or you don't get to cry or anything, but you get to say words. So we'll try our best to make, I hope this can happen for you, this monologue. But you're also going to have, everybody's going to have sheets of paper, because what you're doing is you're campaigning to be Elder of the Year. So you can have your sheets of paper with you. And when you have them, it's here, I think, when we're on in front of Zoom, right? We're more like this, as opposed to this, or as opposed to down here and trying to go up. So that's one trick we can do, is try to keep it here. And sometimes, you know, when we're trying to look at stuff, we do that anyway. Push up the glasses, maybe. So yeah, there's a little bit of performance element within that. And then my last note will be, if we can try to bring our cameras again and our phones more to the position of this, looking straight out, as opposed to down here. So we want to try to get rid of these kinds of things, like looking down here. Yeah. And also, I don't like doing this because look at it, shows my double chin. So I'm always trying to put my camera up here so I don't show my double chin to the world. Little tricks there that I learned along the way. Do we have time to visit again? How are we doing? How is everyone feeling?
Higwa, danse. I hope you're all feeling good tonight because I'm not. The nerve of these guys making me walk all the way to the hall in the cold. Then they cancel bingo. What's the guts? They want to honor their elders, but too cheap to give a ride. Mama Scott, some people's kids. Anyways, I'm not a regular kohkom. I'm a cool kohkom. Plus, unlike all the others, I still have my own teeth. Oh yeah, and since we're all here, I think that old Clem should clean up his yard, or else we should kick him off the reserve. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yes. Elder of the Year Award. Yaganima. Oh, yeah. Don't pick Zula. Igua, she's so old. Her treaty number is 1. I remember when my own kohkom used to tell me, these boots were not made for walking. They're made for a good watch tagats na pagamawawak. And that's just what they'll do. So, Pixicos. Everybody hear that? Pixicos. Ogose, I'm done now. Ogumama sisis.
Oh, I can't wait to see this like on our feet in a little bit of costume with a little bit of a background. And yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I like how you started the monologue. It's like you said, I hope everybody's feeling good because I'm not. There's a point there where you could say, unlike all the others, where you could just like point to back to Claire and back to Zula. Unlike all the others, you know, kind of say, unlike them. You could play a little joke in there too, like when you said, and plus I have all my own teeth, and you try to show your teeth and then your dentures almost fall out. So you actually don't. It's nice, a nice little joke if you want to play that you have dentures. You did this thing where you're pointing to the camera. That was fun. You can do that. You can do that. And don't pick Zula. So that's fun. If you want to have fun with that, please do. And then when you're talking about your own kohkom, maybe you want to give us a kohkom voice, a kohkom giving us her kohkom's voice. I remember when my kohkom used to say, these boots were made for walking. So you can have fun and pretend and play up your own kohkom. Yeah. All right. So just some notes for you to think about. Let's move on to Claire.
Let's see if I get this right. I get too excited and then I miss the words and I miss a sentence. I freaking love Claire. Okay. Behave, Donna. Okay. Denike, if chosen as Elder of the Year, I feel that with all the love I have to give, it will pour out graciously over the community. Although many attempts at finding true love have failed, too many times to mention, I can teach you about finding that one love and how to just embrace those urges and run with it. You know what I mean? Yes, run with it. There you go, run with it. Go ahead, run. Gotta run with something. There is one person out there for everyone. And I will find mine someday. Just you wait. I just know I will. I have to. I just have to. Damn you. Damn you all. Oh, too emotional. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. As Elder of the Year, I would make sure there's a big bingo 3 times a day, 4 times a week. And just for fun, we'll have some sexy, gorgeous men to walk around selling their bingo cards. You know what I mean? Just going around touching things. See, this way everyone wins, young and old. As Elder of the Year, I want to be generous with everything I have. So I'm going to plan a big giveaway round dance where we can wiggle our way into each other's hearts. Or hearts, you know what I mean? I know I can make everyone so proud. So everyone, Bianc, Mesa, Lista, go Claire Bear! Woohoo! What? Thank you. An awesome one.
All right. Yeah, it's all there. The energy is all there. You just keep it up. It's amazing. Earlier, before you even started the monologue, you just went, I got so nervous. Like that's a Claire thing too. We could have men. Oh, naked men. Oh, and you could just hold that and then, oh, like you forget that you're in public, right? There's moments here and opportunities. So I want to give everything I have so that I want to have a big giveaway, give everything that I have so that we can wiggle each other. So the innuendo there is, what I want this Christmas is to find a man and give him everything physically that I have and just go like, take me, man, just friggin' take me. I think that's the energy that Claire has here, but she's trying to find it in, sometimes Claire will say, I love it when I love ceremonies because in the sweat lodge, the men, they're just so nice and sweaty. You know, that's Claire. And everybody says, oh my God, geez. But nobody ever says anything. And because nobody says anything, that's her permission.
Yeah.
So just keep it up. Everything that you're doing. Yeah. Find little moments in there. It's great. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for that. I can't wait to see these on our feet. And when we're back in person again. Okay, Gloria.
Okay, how I'm reading this, should I dive right into it? But like I don't know really. Like, is Zula kind of like calm, cool, and collective?
Yes, but
Is she?
she feels mad. But she never ever says it. Like sometimes I think Zula wants to swear at her little grandkids and say, "Oh, you spilled that, you little shit." But you go, "Oh, I just love you so much, but sometimes you disappoint me." You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That kind of energy, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll do this again. Okay. I've taken this past week to look on what our community has done. And although things have been tough, they could be a lot worse. I know our chief was trying to bring festivity to our community this past year with an elder award. but it's not right. Why Elder of the Year? The whole thing has been turned into a silly competition. It's not about who's the best elder. What does Elder of the Year mean anyway? Does anyone really know what being an elder means? I don't have the perfect answer. And here's the way I see it. A few months ago, I lost my grandson to suicide. He was alone with no one to turn to. At first, I was angry and blamed myself because I should have been with him instead of being too busy all the time. I don't blame myself anymore. He just didn't know where he comes from, his family, language, and history. We don't have enough in our community because our leaders still aren't listening. They can lead with they can't lead with just money on the brain and don't really understand how to be connected to our teachings. This is part of my responsibility as an elder, to share what I can. And I will. I want us to start working together, elders, parents, kids, everyone. Circles, smudging, and gatherings. So it'll be us elders to start it off. Here tonight with my prayer, a good meal, stories, and visiting. And when our reserve gets this settlement money, we will all make sure it's used for good things. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what I'm hearing in this monologue is exactly the energy that you have reading it, is uncertainty. Is you came in and you asked the question. You said, Curtis, I have a question. How should I get into this? And I think that's Zula. I think Zula knows what she wants to say, but she never knows how to say it. So with Zula, that's why she's always cautious. She always approaches things with a little bit of caution because she doesn't want to offend anybody, but she knows that some of her words could offend people. So I think if you keep that energy of uncertainty in your voice, there'll be a point when you're reading it and you're reading off your words and you're going, I'm reading my speech, and then you kind of put it down and go, and I want us all to work together. And then you start looking out to the audience. So what this might challenge you to do, Gloria, is get familiar with the last 2 or 3 sentences of your monologue, like know those last 2 or 3 sentences, so that when you put down your piece of paper, you're speaking to the community. I want us to work together. And when we get this money, we'll do good things. Thank you. And I think that'll be a nice journey for Zula in this monologue. And I think what I want to do as well, if you agree, Marcel, is underscore the second half of this monologue with music. Some music underneath it, whether that be a flute or a drum or just some synthesizer music underneath. Yeah. Okay. So that would be it for me and for the notes today. Any questions or comments?